Hey Rachel, this is actually our second time recording this. The first time it didn't work out.
Welcome back to Let's Play. We have no idea what the hell we're doing.
Okay, so we're going to be playing as Pack Instinct, which is a card deck with big creatures. As you can see, creature size is 5 stars, so we're talking big mofos. And then we're going to be fighting a deck with Ajani, which is a primarily life gain deck. Small creatures, faster than us, low flexibility, but also high card synergy. So let's get started. Just go into loading screen, stupid animation we don't need to care about. Just go right to continue, and loading, continue again, in our first hand. Now when you evaluate your first hand, you want to be able to look at how many lands you have. Right now we have 3. That's a good starting number of lands, because usually your deck is composed of about 1/3 lands, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more, and they're kind of the resource you use. You want to be able to have a steady. You want to be able to play. Usually you play 1 a turn. You want to be able to play that 1 a turn continuous. Until you have maybe 6 or so, and then it doesn't matter as much. But for that duration, until you have 6, you want to have a steady supply of them. Otherwise, you run into the problem of being basically mana fucked, which is a very appropriate term where you can't play anything because everything costs too much in your hand, and you don't have enough lands to play them. Next, you want to look at the cards you have in your hand. We're going to have things like Ulvenwald Tracker, costs 1 force to play. The top right is the mana cost. As you can see, something like this would cost 2 force, Garruk's Companion. 2 force to play, so it would cost not just 1 force on the battlefield, but you need 2 of them. And the way it would work is, well, I'll show you that when we get there. So we're looking at this hand, and I'm liking the starting creatures, so we're just going to keep it. And first thing you do in a turn is you will play a land, and then in this game things you can play are highlighted. So as you can see, there's 1 force on the field, and this is the thing we can play right now, Ulvenwald Tracker. So we're going to go right ahead and play it, and that will tap the land we have, which means that its ability has been used, as we have used the mana that is stored in it in order to play this card. We click continue because that's all we can do for that turn, and continue again, and we go to the end of our turn, and then we pass the turn to Ajani. So we currently have that 1/1 out on the field, and we're waiting, and it is our turn again. We drew this card, Boundless Realms. We can't cast a lot because it costs 6 colorless mana, so 6 of any kind, and then 1 forest. We're nowhere near there. We're just going to play another forest. And then we're going to go to this highlighted card, Garruk's Companion, which is a 2 mana card. It's trample, which means when it's blocked, say for example a 1/1 blocked Garruk's Companion, which is, the 1/1 is kind of significant to these numbers. This is a 3/2, which means it has 3 power and 2 toughness. So if it were to enter combat with a 1/1 and it didn't have trample, it would do 3 damage to the 1/1, and the 1/1 would do 1 damage to it. So 2 minus 1 would be 1, so Garruk's Companion would still be alive. Whereas if the 1/1 would be dealt 3 damage to its 1 toughness, killing it. But since Garruk's Companion is trample, it would deal 1 damage to the 1/1, enough to kill it, and then deal another 2 damage to the player who is defending. That's what trample does. It allows you to go through the blocking creature and hit the player with whatever damage you have left over. So it's a good strong card for 2 mana, very efficient. We're going to play it right off. This is how much health Ajani has. This is the number of cards in his hand, number of cards in his deck. Same thing repeated on my side. I'm this white-haired girl with bleeding eyes. It's
True story.
True story, bro. And now we get to the attack phase. We can actually attack this turn. We're going to attack with the Ulvenwald Tracker. As you can see, it is a 1/1. It has 1 power and 1 toughness. It also has an ability, which we can't use yet, but when we can, I'll explain it. Go right ahead, and in order to attack, we have to tap it. And it will swing, which is kind of what you would call it, slang terms, and deal 1 damage to Ajani, bring his life down to 19, and it will be tapped, which means it can't use the ability and it can't block this turn. We'll continue to end our turn, and bada bing bada boom, Johnny's turn. He's going to play another Plains, and he can't play anything in this turn. So he's kind of in a dangerous position because we're currently going through cards like crazy, and he hasn't yet played a single creature out. So right now it's our turn again, and we're going to be able to play Leatherback Baloth, which costs 3 forests. Now, if you look in the size order, this 1 mana card was a 1/1. This 2 mana card was a 3/2, so a bit more efficient than the 1/1 was. And this 3 mana card is a 4/5, so a big jump here. This is a very strong card to have on the field, largely because of its only 3 mana for a very large creature. So we're going to play him, and he has 7 to Sickness, so we can't attack with him first turn. He has the swirlies about him. We're going to click Continue and enter our combat phase. And we're going to attack with Garruk's Companion and that 1/1 whose name I forget. I'm just going to click Attack. Combat will go through, and they will do 4 damage altogether, 3 + 1, bringing him down to 15. We're going to click Continue again, and pass to Ajani. It is now his turn.
I want to mention that when we tried to record this before and it failed, he was getting his health, regenerating it quite a bit more.
Yeah.
So.
Right now we're actually going to kind of sarcastically easy game, but oh well. So we can't cast anything in our hand. We didn't draw a land, which is what you'd call mana screwed. But we're not too worried about this because we still have a pretty tough setup of creatures right now. So we're going to click Continue right off the bat, enter our combat phase, and we're going to attack with all 3, able to do 8 damage, 4 + 3 + 1, bringing him down to 7 life once it finishes. And Bagoosh, he's at 7. I'll click Continue, ending the turn. Now Johnny is in a very precarious position. He either has to play a blocker out or die right now, next turn, or have something he can use. Oh, he's getting creature out. And let's zoom in on that fella, just see what he played. This is called Sheriff of Dawn, costs 4 mana to play. It has Flying and Lifelink. Flying is an ability where it can't be blocked except by other flying creatures, so if he were to attack us with it, we wouldn't be able to stop it from dealing direct damage to us. And Lifelink is an ability whenever Sheriff of Dawn deals damage, he gains however much damage it deals. So if he attacks us, he will gain 2 life, and we will lose 2 life. So it's not the funnest card to have facing us.
But it makes things interesting.
Yeah, it makes things interesting. Luckily for us, though, we're going to be able to do some pretty interesting stuff. So we're going to play a card called Cultivate, which allows us to search our library and put a land card onto the battlefield, and then put another land card into our hand. So we're going to do just that. Then we're going to play the land card in our hand down, because we haven't actually played a land card from our hand yet this turn, so we're going to be able to play that as well. Now we're in a nice position, because he has that 2/4, and we have a card called Prey Upon, which is a target creature you control fights a target creature you don't control. So we can take a card we control, probably going to take Leatherback Baloth, and have it fight his creature. So that means that it will do 4 damage to him, and his creature will do 2 damage, like Baloth. So our 4 damage will be enough to kill his 4 toughness, and his 2 damage will not be enough to kill our 5 toughness. So we will have an event. So we will win the fight, and not have to suffer for it. So his creature died, and ours is still on the field. We click Continue, and now is our chance. Also, he gained 2 life because his creature did 2 damage to ours. So he actually gained life from that fight. So we won't be able to kill him this turn. We'll be able to do 8 damage to him, but he'll still have 1 life left.
I'm still hoping he plays something for huge health gain, but I really don't think he has anything.
Yeah, right now he's very, very, very close to death. Unless he's able to magic something up out of nowhere, he does not have a whole lot of chances.
I don't think he's got anything. Oh, what's this?
He plays Core Cartographer, which is a 4 mana card which allows him to search his library for planes and put it into the field. Doesn't gain him any life. Not going to be enough to save him.
He is dead.
So the first thing we're going to do is, just for kicks, we're going to play Garruk's Pack Leader, which is a 4/4. That is a card that allows green to draw. Whenever a creature with power 3 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. So if we were to, say, have this be in our hand and we were to play it, we would draw a card as we played it due to Garruk's Pack Leader's ability. But since it's already in the field, that's a null point. Next, we're going to attack with this thing and this. He'll block one of them, the other one will get through, and deal damage to him. Even if he has a spell in his hand that can remove one of them, will probably still. And see, he blocked one, and unless he's able to kill the other, he loses. And that was game. Now we're just going to end the video.